Let's think about where a little more. We must consider that the area is supportive of infrastructure, and that has to go well beyond GMP, QC, and your technology. Again, not knowing this, and if you're the lead, you could take the team and the company down a road of disaster. It doesn't matter in this case if it's a tablet or semi-solid. And what am I saying? A lot of us are in situations where we have plants built in areas which are, let's say, remote. Some people would say inhospitable. Well, guess what? That's why the plant was cheap to build. Okay, so knowing that, your question should be a minimal list, but let me ask the question. Water. Is it potable water? Is it in sufficient supply? Anybody who's done any work in Puerto Rico realize there's times of the day and times of the week you cannot process. Guess what? There is no water. Okay? Steam. Right? Everybody says, oh, yeah, I have a dryer. The question really is does the dryer work when the two dryers are running? Usually people don't design their steam capacity to handle both. If you don't ask the question, all of a sudden you're going to find out that your process technology transfer and your process is on somebody else's schedule, and it's usually the first guy there. HVAC, environmental process. People say, so what? It's air conditioned. Yeah. Okay. So the whole place is air conditioned. That's great. Did you ask them, is it always air conditioned? Because I can tell you this. Yes, it is air conditioned. Doesn't cover aspects of, by the way, we turn it off on Saturday, Sunday, and we don't turn it on until Monday. So you have to ask yourself and them, especially if you have an issue with a product. Because if you don't, it's your fault. Waste management. People say, what's he talking about garbage for? Well, you walk into a facility, your job is to make sure that it's going to accommodate. Okay? Accommodate. That means you're going to be able to come in, turn the switch, and you're ready to go. Well, you walk into a room, true story, room is equipped with floor drains, as they should be. And it's controlled GMP environment. We came back after we introduced the product in this particular facility, and we noticed that they were drumming the wastewater from a cleaning facility, from cleaning, in this particular case, a coating pan. So I just asked them, gee, is there a problem? Well, the problem was that nobody bothered to find out the effluent amounts going to the treatment plant would exceed the oxidizables, such that we were now in a situation where the treatment plant had to be rebuilt. Remember, your transfer team went there with your engineering component. You did not surface that in the first place. So whose fault is the commitment now to build a $15 million waste treatment plant? Not exactly on everybody's goals and objectives. You didn't ask the question. You walk into a room, you see a floor drain. Where does it go? I don't care if you're bringing tablets, capsules, suspensions. If you do not ascertain up front and ask these questions as your team lead, you have committed the entire company to a disaster. Let's go. Yeah, I can go on and on. The answer is, do they have a permit to operate? Is there a sufficient labor pool, one that is often forgotten? If you're out in the middle of nowhere, nobody's going to drive to your plant. Okay? Remember, not everybody is a tech transfer person. There's a day-to-day operation. Are you going to be able to communicate? A smile and a nod is not communication, especially in our business. Do they have business interruption scenarios covered? The place blows up, burns down. Whose fault is it? And who's it liable for? You don't ask these questions, you as the tech transfer person, if you're taking it off-site, especially on these smaller CMOs or taking it from a development organization to a contractor. You don't ask these questions, it's your fault.